We mentioned financial regulatory reform. It went into the wee hours of the morning, and it had some odd moments. Take a look at Barney Frank and Chris Dodd.
In the interest of transparency, I want to announce that the current delay is because they ran out of Xerox paper. True story. So much for the paperless society. Next time, Mr. Chairman, we're going to tweet you our responses.
I wouldn't touch that for a million years, I think.
That was, I believe, somewhere about 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning. They didn't wrap up until after 5 o'clock, and there you have it.
No
now,
tweeting allowed.
We are certainly going to change gears, shift gears here. Post politics now with Perry Bacon of the Washington Post. Perry, thanks for joining us. So, let's start right there. I mean, how big a deal is this? They pulled off not only financial regulatory reform, but it really is 90% of what the White House wanted, isn't it?
This is the bill they wanted, on top of passing health care and passing the stimulus, as you talked about earlier. This is a big accomplishment for them. This is something they'll talk about during the re-election for Obama, and also in the 2020 elections for the Congressional Democrats. This is a big accomplishment for them. Something they spent a lot of time really working on to get this bill through.
It does add some momentum. We haven't seen it. It hasn't been as high profile because of BP in Afghanistan this week, but they're starting to put some wins on the board.
There are some wins on the board. I think, even some of the members I've talked to say this bill is so complicated and something that a lot of people can't really engage in that I think it's not going to be sort of the huge political boon, nor was healthcare, I guess, in some ways either.
Right.
So I'm not sure this is a big political win in the sense that people understand the bill. It's more in the sense that they got something done, momentum going, et cether.
Right. So the other thing we talked about was the strike three, the fact that their unemployment benefits are not going to be extended, the money that the administration wants to help the states deal with their financial problems not going to happen. How big a blow for this? And any chance these things actually go through?
I expect when they come back, they'll find some way to get the unemployment benefits eventually passed. I mean, this is a big issue for people out in the country. I think more than the political impact. I think it's actually something where they're going to hear back from their constituents. Why are you not getting this done? Unemployment's almost 10%. I think it's something they're going to hear about, and they will try to fix at some point. Although the two parties seem to be very divided on this issue, and they haven't really come together yet. So I'm surprised by this taking so long. The Democrats won't compromise on McConnell's idea. He, of course, blocks everything. So I'm surprised by how it's gone so far.
In our last 30 seconds here, we mentioned the Sarah Palin poll at the beginning. We're seeing a mixed bag at best, I think, for Palin and the potential for endorsements.
In the primaries, I can see why any Republican would have taken her endorsement for the primary. I think in the general election, I don't expect Carly Fiorina or anyone else to say, Sarah Palin, please campaign for me. I think she'll be in some ways like Obama has sort of a no-fly zone in some ways where don't campaign here. A lot of areas in the Midwest where Joe Biden is going with campaign with Russ Feingold. I'm sure Obama may not do that either. So I think you're seeing the polarizing effect of those leaders place by place. Palin maybe can go to Georgia, but I'm not sure
not where
Obama's going to be either.
They won't run into each other on the trail. I think that's fair to say. Barry Bacon Jr. for the Washington Post Politics. We appreciate it. Thanks for being here. And check out on this week's Sunday, it's Leon Panetta, the CIA director, sitting down with Jake Tapper. Should be an entertaining, lots to talk about.
And not your typical Sunday show guest.
No,
so, tune in. Looking forward to that one.
All right, twitter.com/Snowden. Come back here on Monday. And I just got an iPad, guys. Top line looks great on the iPad.